The book that we're going to be talking about today is actually a manga, which is a type of a Japanese comic book or graphic novel. And if you're familiar with manga, then you already know this. But if you're new to this, then there's one thing that you really need to know before you start reading it. And that is that you read a manga from back to front and from right to left. And there's actually, in the front of this book here, there is a handy little guide that tells you how to read it. And it seems a little confusing at first, but you'll get the hang of it. So, anyway, this manga, this is called Library Wars, and it's by Yumi. And so maybe you think of libraries as being like a nice, quiet, peaceful place, right? And librarians are like these sweet little old ladies whose favorite word is shh. Is that what you think? Yeah. Okay. Not in the Library Wars universe, though. This book takes place in the not-so-distant future. It takes place in 2019. But in this alternate timeline, it seems the Japanese government has spent the last about 30 years or so banning any kind of a book that they think is harmful to society. Now, think about that for a moment. Harmful to society. Couldn't that be just about anything? I mean, what about, your favorite children's books, like maybe Where the Wild Things Are? You could say that promotes bad behavior. It's encouraging children to act disrespectfully or something like that. So, yeah, they're banning a lot of books. And libraries in this universe, and just like libraries in the real world. And libraries, we're all about freedom. Freedom to read whatever you want to read. As long as you want to read, we're happy to help you read it. So the librarians in this world, they actually have kind of banded together, and they've got up their own sort of an army called the Library Defense Force, where they actually use military tactics to prevent books from being banned and confiscated by the government. So they're actually engaged in kind of a war against the government there. And this tells the story of a young woman. And she joins the Library Defense Force, and she's inspired. Her inspiration is this unknown hero who one day steps into a bookstore where this book that she really, really wants to buy, she really wants to read this book, she's waited years and years to read this book, and she's just about to buy this book, and then the government forces come in and say, oh, that's a banned book, we're taking it away. And this hero steps in and he rescues the book, so she gets to take it home and read it. And she just loves him so much, and she wants to grow up and be just like him, so she joins the Library Defense Force. But it's not that easy for her. She's kind of struggling, and she's having a real hard time in basic training. And the reason why is her drill instructor is really, really mean to her. It's very sad. But she keeps on going, and she does really, really well, and she gets, she's the first woman ever that's drafted into the very super special elite library task force. And just a lot of stuff happens in this. She even finds a little unexpected romance. Gotta warn you, the subtitle of this series, Love and War, so there is going to be some mushy stuff, but there's also some fight scenes, and my favorite part is they have like the coolest librarians ever. So, it's definitely worth a read. Check it out sometime.